Now broadcasting from the Next Gen Conservative Studio in sunny South Florida, bringing you the latest in politics, current events, and pop culture. This is the Whitfield Report with Sam Whitfield.
YouTube is gay. They can suck my dick, and Happy New Year, folks.
Suck our dicks, YouTube, you fucking faggots. Happy New Year, everybody. Hi, Sammy.
The show, hey there. And apparently, Ash might be joining us, but Google Chrome hates him and it keeps fucking with his audio, so I don't know if he'll be joining, but anyway, welcome to the show, folks. Happy New Year, everyone. And we don't have any plans for this stream other than I just want to know, Apex, how was your holiday season? Your how was your last bit of 2022? I guess.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm very disappointed that Santa didn't fucking kill me. Again, if you can believe it, Santa leaves me with my heart beating. It's all I wanted. Just take me off of this fucking earth, Santa. But he wouldn't. So this time, I'm taking it as a sign. Maybe I should quit being so negative and try to actually live this life. But...
Well, I already know your New Year's resolution, which is to think more positive.
No, not really. I mean, I don't have that much foresight, but I will say, for the first time in at least 2 years, I did partake in some festivities on Christmas Eve. I went to I had a Mexican Christmas. Which basically translates to getting drunk off of shit out of a coconut shell that tastes like tamarind, if you're for those Mexically inclined. That Mexican candy that's like mango in the middle, but cake and chili powder. You know what I'm talking about? Surely you've tasted it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it's that, but in a like a highly alcoholic beverage. And then they played a bunch of Mexican like bingo and like card drawing shit where you win, you win random little bags of, fucking scratch off cards and little Marvel character paperweights and just random shit like that. It was really fun though, because as the white man, I won like literally every game that we played while I was there. Yeah, it was really funny. One of the sister's boyfriends, who is also a Mexican, he speaks English, but they were all speaking Spanish. He he kept being pitted against me, and I kept winning all of the games. And he put a $20 bill down at one point. He's like, "I'm fucking whoever wins this one, it's fine. We'll just." Whatever. And one card. I can't even remember the name of the game or how it was played. I just remember one turn later, it was like, "Oh, that's my $20 bill." I'm like, "Well, so gentrifying this fucking house, bitch."
So like a privileged white man, you just stumbled in there like an idiot savant that you are, and just won everything because.
Quite literally, yeah. Yeah, quite literally.
That is hilarious.
I mean, look, of course I felt bad, and I gave the kid his $20 back. I'm like, "I'm not taking your fucking money, man. It's stupid. This is just it's just a little festivities, and it's enough to know that I won, and it's enough to know that you know that I won. Just remember that, you're like 9.5 inches shorter than me too, so."
Well, that's the real prize, chat. Is knowing that you won. So
that's right. That's a lesson for life. You don't have to take the laurels. You should be happy knowing that you won, and you there's some gray area there because that can lead to quite a lot of delusion. Because if you lose and you can delude yourself into thinking, well, I could have performed better, which, let's be fair, is often true. But just winning. That's all that matters. Doesn't matter what you get out of it, just as long as you win. Good evening, Austin. Happy New Year.
Yes,
Damn,
happy New Year.
I'm actually really bummed out that for the first stream of the year, I don't have anything really loud to crunch on. I might find something though.
You're coughing. That's kind of
Yeah, coughing.
annoying.
I know they love the vaping too, so maybe I'll keep myself unmuted for that. No, to be
Okay.
quite honest, the coughing in the mic and the vaping in the mic drives me insane too. So
Well,
I'm sorry, chat.
there's only one vapor that drives me up the fucking wall with how much he vapes.
Who's that?
Um, it's the guy who thinks that he made the show, um,
Oh,
but
Moish.
ev-
Little
yeah,
Mr. Moish, fluffy little Moish. Oh, the TV star Moish himself, the Peacock
hey,
exclusive star of a dead
hey
fucking
man,
show
yeah,
already. Yeah.
yeah, hey man, he has a peacock special now. Y'all,
Yeah, hold on.
we all better
I actually
watch
don't.
out.
I was gonna say I don't know like the details of that. It's not a Peacock special about Mersh. He's featured for like a very
Yeah,
short time in a documentary about criminals or something, right? Am I right about that?
it's it's a documentary about Teddy Hart, who was some, I guess, wrestler in the '90s and or something. And I guess Mersh, this was even before like the Owen thing happened. But I guess like before they went on to Owen, they were investigating this Teddy Hart guy, and they got him to admit that he like had sex with like an underage girl.
Ah, I see.
I could be completely like blow.
No, that
I could,
actually that does make sense, Sammy.
but
That because I don't know anything about them before Owen, and I never did any research. I didn't care to, you
me
know.
me me either. But long story short, like supposedly Mersh like Mersh interacted with this Teddy Hart guy or whoever he is, and it I guess it got enough that he ended up in this documentary. So cool,
Yeah, good
I
for him, man.
guess.
I hope he made a shitload of money that he can invest in his future and be less fat and retarded, and whatever. But speaking
Slow
of Owen,
clap.
yeah, speaking of Owen Benjamin, I I ate some shit recently because I have not paid. And I when I say I ate some shit, like it's literally nothing. But I'm not much of a. I don't. My Twitter presence is either I get drunk and I just randomly poke at whatever, but I generally don't comment on issues that I actually care about or that are like important to me or that I think are important, which I guess are the same thing. Just because I'm an idiot and like I don't want to comment genuinely on most things I care about or even complex issues in general just because I'm not educated and I'm not trying to stick my nose into the fight. I know that I'm an idiot. I'm just an observer. If anything, I just try to make a joke, generally speaking.
Yeah,
So Owen, for the last several years, has been completely off of my radar. I have not. I mean,
yeah,
there's been the rare occasions he's popped up on Twitter or even like a YouTube video, but it's usually old shit, a Hoax Wars video or a fucking Milker Nation video that I never, the algorithm recognizes I've never officially watched or something, on this account.
yeah,
But I saw Adam Green of No More News post a clip several months ago. I mean, this was, fuck, I don't even know when. but it was at least 6-7 months ago. It feels like anyway. A clip of Owen talking about how he had a conversation with Kanye on the phone, and it was like a 2-minute clip that he posted, and he didn't. He just said Owen Benjamin says, "Yeah, I talked to Kanye and blah 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 blah," and I commented underneath it like, "Oh, this is fucking classic. It's classic Owen." Vaguely reference a conversation, provide no proof, and extend some sort of fantastical claims.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
you know what I mean? And then, like a month or two later, so I guess it wasn't 6-7 months ago, but it was only like 3 or 4, maybe a month or month and a half before the connection between Kanye and Owen Benjamin was like official. Like they definitely had talked. And it reminded me that I'm an idiot and I don't pay attention to anything, so I shouldn't comment seriously on
Well,
like literally anything.
well. I'm going to push back on that a little bit though, because with that thing specifically, because I mean, to be fair, I thought the same thing
I think, yeah,
when
anybody that knows, yeah, anybody that knows Owen over the years knows that would think the same thing, right? I didn't mean to cut you off, but go ahead.
no, what I was going to say is uh when Owen was first saying, I had a conversation with Kanye West a few, today on the phone. He was really chill. I remember I made a comment. I rolled my eyes and said, yeah. I said yeah, right, Owen. And recently, I had all these bears saying, Owen actually did talk to Kanye,
Yeah, yeah.
and what about that
You
now?
fucking
With
idiot. Yeah.
yeah, all that, and it's like, well, okay, for once he was right. I'm still not eating crow on this, because this is he might have been right about this, but there have been so many other instances where it was like yeah, I had Dave Smith on in my podcast, and Dave Smith talked about how much he hated the Jews, and then later on you hear Dave Smith's side, and it's like, I did not say that at
Yeah, I
all,
never
right?
said any of that, right?
So it's like Owen is an extremely unreliable narrator, and just because one thing he says might be true doesn't mean all of a sudden everything that we've ever criticized him for is null and void.
No, and that's a perfect point because that was literally my argument all of the time I was making videos about him. When I was clipping, you know,
Yeah.
a couple of minutes at a time, um, it's like, look, yes, he's right about you should grow your own food. Yes, he's right about starting a family. Yes, he's right about this, and yes, he's right about all these several things. But like, there is big holes in his fundamental message outside of those things, and you can be both. That's I
Yeah.
never, I don't think I ever, at least I never tried to, in retrospect, paint Owen as like a genuinely overall bad person. It was fun to meme and shit, but like I never didn't care about his well being and his you know what I mean. Like I never wished him harm. I guess I don't know how much of how high of a bar that is necessarily, but
No.
yeah. But the funny thing is, sorry to cut you off, but the point I was trying to get at here is what has been fucking me up lately is that if Owen is like a close advisor in any capacity to Kanye, he's the least toxic, most or least destructive personality that he has had, public personality that he's had around him
Yeah.
in the last, you know, year or 6 months at least. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I don't know how like revolutionary that is to say, but Owen is, he's got his own shit going on. his
Yeah.
self-designed exile from the mainstream. Sticking up for whatever that
Well,
was.
yeah.
Go ahead.
My whole thing with Owen, like from the beginning, was like I was just upset that he had that he had framed those two individuals who we both know, and you know like, and who were originally supporters of his, and that wasn't right. That I mean, and had he not done that, in addition to other things, I wouldn't have an issue with him.
Right. Yeah. And
And
I mean, yeah, for sure. I
and,
mean,
and
I
he had,
like. Oh, go ahead.
and I mean, to his credit, he did kind of like half-ass apologize, and you know, Johnny Arcade and Johnny
Yeah.
Arcade and company have kind of moved on. So,
Right.
and so therefore we moved on. I don't really. Owen's funny to laugh at occasion, but like I don't really care about him, and I don't mean that in like a negative way. I generally don't think about him that much
Yeah.
anymore, other than uh, other than that my Holy Trinity video still gets views, which I think is hilarious. So
Yeah. Well, I gotta confess, maybe it's the nostalgic nature of trying to get in touch with my fucking self again. But I've been like just going back in my brain, and even like I mentioned earlier, re-listening to songs I was obsessed with as a kid, um, or that I enjoyed as a kid, and just watching movies that I haven't seen in a long time, and just trying anything to get the fuck out of this funk. So, by nature, it's led me to the whole Owen thing, and I have thought about that pretty in a significant my time clipping him anyway, in the time how I found him, how YouTube shoved him down my fucking throat. I ignored him on my the front page of my YouTube channel for a long time. A long time. He was always fucking there, and I didn't know who the fuck he was, and some clip caught my attention, or something, some title and um, thumbnail or whatever got my attention, and I'm like, oh, well, I'll check this out. And again, he preached a lot of fucking, you know, make a homestead, build a family, grow your own food, etc. And the whole exile from Hollywood, because that was this obvious. Honestly, it was before I found him, before he started his whole homestead shit. That was when he was recently exiled and played piano and interacted with the chat, uh, you know, stuff like that. He's a pretty funny guy. Um, I'm not sure how much of it is intentional, but yeah, again, my issue came down to the underlying, the not the message as it was, but the underlying tone, and I just tried to
yeah,
let's
the way he went about things, I think.
sure. And yeah, to be fair, like I quite literally was just like mimicking Johnny Arcade. I discovered the Johnny Arcade story. It's so weird because I started to, excuse me, become aware of some fucked up shit with the whole gummies thing, which I did watch. I remember watching live, um, and then somehow again the YouTube algorithm showed me Johnny Arcade, and I'm like, oh fuck, this dude gets a bunch of views. I don't see anything negative about him anywhere. Maybe somebody should start pointing some of this shit out, which Johnny was already doing. So I just kind of copied him, with my own little twist. Just a megaphone. I always gave Johnny credit, but
Yeah.
yeah, I was just a copier.
I've kind of I've kind of been in that mood today myself, um, a bit, kind of reflective, and not necessarily like in a bad, not necessarily in a, like a either good way or a bad way, but 2023, not not like right now, but later in the year, come August, I will have lived in Florida for 10 years, which is crazy. Which is crazy because it doesn't feel like it. It feels honestly sometimes it feels like I've been here my entire life. Sometimes it feels like I was here just yesterday. Um, and what's interesting is when I moved to Florida, uh, and took my gap year from college, that's when uh, Gamergate happened, and which I somehow missed out on because I wasn't playing video games much at that time. Um, but yeah, like everything. I'm not saying well. I don't know if everything, but like everything kind of that has transpired over the last few years, kind of with the own types and just the crazy internet people spawned out of Gamergate, I guess, or something.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think Gamergate is just incidental. You know, like
Yeah,
it. It's a blanket terminology, blanket. Like cause, I guess you could say, for a lot of things. Uh, and yeah, I mean, it's certainly spawned a lot of interesting personalities that have made a lot of money and had terrific downfalls, rises and falls over the years.
well, I will say, I will I will say this. At one point, I thought that Owen was the craziest person on the internet, and then our friend Pope, the little fuzzy Shibu Inu, was like, "Have you heard of Ethan Ralph?"
Yeah,
And
see, I knew all along that Owen wasn't the craziest person. That's the thing is, I was Ethan Ralph was ran a decently popular show on YouTube back at the time. The kill stream. That's when Medicare was a regular
yeah,
guest, and the Kumite. It was fantastic. Just shit shows back in those days.
yeah,
It's truly an era that I don't know that we'll ever see again. You know.
no. Well, it is interesting because last night was Mr. Medicare's final stream, and I guess I'm not emotionally attached to Jim like some like other people are. All I have to say about it is from what I've watched, it sounds like he had a good run, and
Oh yeah.
as someone who as someone who has had a family member in recent years who has had to deal with cancer, I just wish him good health, and I hope he can recover if possible. But if not, I hope he finds comfort in whatever time he has left. And
Look, man. If
so
anybody has made money, it's been him. Especially since he's been doing live streams over the last few years, and especially this year. I mean the number of super chats in the hundreds of dollars that man rakes in, and I mean, if you've got it and you like supporting people, if that's the thing you do, then yeah, by all means. And as far as his diagnosis, like, we don't really. He's posted a bunch of medical documents and stuff, of course, without being able to verify that they're actually his. But I'm not on the Mersh's fake cancer bullshit. I guess it's a popular theory beyond just Mersh, which, surprise, surprise, it's something he stole, an idea that he took from some message board somewhere, some Medicare haters message board, and made that his whole thing. Anyway, I think he's clearly had a good time, and again made a shitload of money, whilst maintaining something of a personal life. You know. He's remained.
Yeah,
He was the last cool kid on the internet and remained quote unquote undoxed for significantly longer than anybody of his caliber, or even really close. You know, in the Schittsburg commentary, commentating on commentators community. You know, that
yeah.
Gamergate spawned.
You know what's interesting is I just found all of his videos on Channel Awesome. I don't know if you've seen his series on that, but like Channel Awesome was like a movie critics channel, but like that devolved into internet that involved into just like a shit show. That
Yeah, many
was
such
that was
cases.
the well, that was like where the nostalgia came critic came from, and like I used to follow like some of those early YouTubers back in the day, and it's wild to see how much the landscape has changed.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah. It's it is crazy, especially when you step away, because everything on the internet is changing by the second almost. You know, so if you step away from something, again, like the Owen Benjamin anecdote I was mentioning earlier, like I've just ignored all of it, and I feel like he's made more ground into the things that he was telling the truth about, or being honest about, and it was good advice, and is doing less of the bullshit. But again, I have no fucking idea, so I just made a judgment call based on my past knowledge of his behavior, which may still be true uh, generally, but in this particular instance, I looked like an idiot, and I felt particularly dumb for just assuming. Because Owen knows people. He's always known people. He was in Hollywood. He's been in movies. You know,
yeah,
was at least a C-list
it's
comedian, CD-list comedian in Hollywood, New York, whatever. Or Hollywood
it,
anyway.
it yeah it's weird. It's weird too because I don't know them, but I interacted with someone who worked on the House Bunny um, movie that Owen was in recently, and
What a piece of shit, man.
uh, yeah, I mean, and they said that he was like an instant character to work with, but the way they said it, it wasn't like, oh yeah, it was great. It was kind of like, well, he was an interesting one to work with, kind of like that.
Eccentric, you
So
might say. Some might say.
yeah, I guess.
A giant, a very tall homosexual, closeted.
Let me put it this way: when Hugh Hefner is telling you to put your clothes back on and yelling at you, you know, you know, you done fucked up. So
Well, yeah, that's just Owen is, that's like the trans in him, the tranny in him, where he thinks he's one of the hot girls and thinks he can take his clothes off around Hugh Hefner. That's not. Uh, fuck, I don't know. I don't know.
yeah. So maybe in a way, Owen was way ahead of the wokesters. So
Oh yeah, yeah. Owen's been a tranny since he had Larry, Mr. Larry Rapshaw as his piano teacher. I think he was intrigued all the way back then.
who by the way, I haven't
Yeah, I
seen
hope
Larry
Larry's doing
around.
okay.
Someone said that Larry. Someone on Reddit said that Larry died. I don't know. I don't know if I
I
believe it
really hope.
because
I sincerely hope not.
I don't know if I believe it because people say all sorts of shit on the internet. But
Yeah,
you
of
know,
course.
I hope Larry's
I
doing
think
well.
I think
So
that's his real name though. So I suppose we could just look him up on our own time if we're actually
yeah,
concerned. So
but
anyway, let's move on from Owen. What's anything going on with Kanye? You have paid any attention to that? Last I heard, he was like in hiding or something.
yeah. Last I heard he was in hiding. He apparently he's just like, well, I saw a video, I guess where he was like in a KFC with Nick Fuentes or something, and this KFC there, someone caught like someone caught camera footage of like Nick Fuentes dumping like Sprite or something on some guy's
No, he
and running
fucking yeah.
away.
He chucked a fucking. He like chucked a. He threw it hard. Like yeah, it was like the probably the most aggressive thing I've ever seen Nick Fuentes do. He threw it like a
And
fucking like a pitcher.
yeah, someone sent the video to me, and I tried to pull up for the stream, but then I guess it got the channel that I saw, it got taken down or something. So, but yeah, I mean, it's weird. It's weird. Those two are connected together, and I guess Nick's back in Chicago now, and he's down to streaming once a week. So,
Hey,
um,
send Pope a link to the show. Do you have
oh,
his?
okay.
Do you have his new Twitter account?
Yeah, I can um
Pope 348.
yep, yeah, he and I follow each other. So, um but yeah, I would be curious as to what Mr. Pope has to say about that.
Oh, I'm
So,
sure it will be very intelligent and insightful and well spoken,
well,
like the
he's a
gentleman he is.
well, he's a good boy.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, Shiba Inu are not
um
known for anything else other than their loyalty, their intelligence, and their well spoken, just fluffy good boyness. You know.
um Whiskey says he
He's
threw a
probably gonna.
milkshake.
I'm gonna guess that Pope's gonna talk shit on Mr. Medicare. That's my.
Pope's Pope's all going to talk shit about
Oh yeah.
everyone.
Well, yeah. I'm guessing that's why he wants in the show. That's like his main.
Let's
I'm just guessing though. I have no idea. Ladies and gentlemen, place your bets at BetDSI / the Whitfield Report. Get an extra 200% on your first deposit. Or no way,
who
mybookie.ag. I'm sorry, folks. Mybookie.ag / the Whitfield Report. And also,
who
go to bluechew.com / SamWNGC to get your first month free. First month dick pills for free. Just do an
and
online consultation and pay $5 for shipping.
and we're also sponsored by Traeger Grills. You can get your you can get a free bag of pellets of grilling pellets when you use the promo Whitfield at checkout.
That's right, folks. TraegerGrills.com / the Whitfield Report to get a free bag of grilling pellets with the purchase of a Traeger grill. Can you believe it? Come on. One of you guys give this young man money so I can have some.
We both need it. But anyway, Pope, I think that's you. Welcome to the show.
Is that?
Maybe
I mean, I see a little oval.
someone's here.
Well, kick him out and then there you go.
So Whiskey says that Nick threw a milkshake at his own security. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Um, and Celestin says, I miss Pope, trying to stay awake, so sleepy, drinks and torture. That's one of the interesting things. I did not drink all that much this new year.
New Year's Eve, man. No, I didn't. I worked I worked a lot the last week and a half. So I worked an early shift, so I got home. I drank 2 beers and I fell asleep at like 5 p.m. and I slept all the way till like 4 a.m.
That's the way to do it almost.
Yeah,
I mean I've partied on New Year's before, but I didn't this year at all. I
it's a. I mean, look, it's a dumb night to party unless you're doing it at home or like at someone in your neighborhood's house. You know, because it's one of those. The
which
cops
is
are
what
out
we
yeah, the cops are out in force. It's the highest drunk drive. I mean, everyone's driving drunk on New Year's Eve, kinda. You know what I mean? It's like a
yeah.
guaranteed. Like, and I mean, I guess it depends on where you live, of course. I'm out here in the middle of fucking nowhere, so I'm on like a first name basis with all these cops. They buy shit from me, so just be like, yeah, man, I'm just going down the street. It's fine. Plus, I'm white. You know, white privilege.
Well, well, my entire neighborhood, because they're all Floridians. They like to drink a lot, but this new year, everyone kind of behaved themselves, and I was kind of I remember when I was like 22, whatever New Year's Eve that was. I got like super drunk, and I will admit that apparently I called my ex girlfriend from high school and proposed marriage to her. I guess I was blackout drunk because I don't remember it. Um, but I guess also she like texted me the next day and she said, "Hey, you called me and you were like slurring and shit and something about like a marriage pro-
Nice.
proposal." I guess it was like a mix. It was a mix between a stutter and a slur. So so
Yeah, it was probably a good amount of both. Let's be honest.
yeah
You know. But yeah, alcohol is it's amazing to me. The shit that's I mean, it's a trite and overly used observation, but the fact that alcohol is legal and not just legal, but like cheaper than like soda in a lot of cases. Of course, depending on what you drink.
yeah
But the shit that's got the most disgusting high, like the steel reserves and fucking um, whatever else. It's like 8% alcohol. You can buy fucking two tall boys at fucking whatever they are, 32 ounces or shit. I don't even know. 24 ounces probably.
yeah
You buy that shit. Two of them for like 350. It's like it's
yeah
disgusting, but it's more alcohol than like a 6 pack. You
Yeah, I
know.
know. I know that that's the crazy thing. Like a decent six pack, which has less alcohol in it, but will like taste better, or whatever. That's expensive. But yeah, the cheap
Yeah,
shit
the
like
shit that's really fucking high in booze and tastes like poison. You know. Um, you go buy two Coca Colas and it's gonna cost you $4 or fuck I don't know. I mean maybe not, but I mean the point still stands. I mean for a lot of the cheap high alcohol beer, it's almost like they want to make sure that the people that are poor can continue to drink it. You know.
yeah. Whiskey has a funny anecdote. He says when I first met you, when I first met you guys, I was drinking 8 fruity steel reserves a night. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Of course he was drinking the fruity ones.
yeah,
Yeah, but and he's quit drinking since then. That I guess that's one thing that shit's good for, because they are fucking obnoxious. It's obnoxious the amount of alcohol in them, and the taste. Like, yeah, I mean, I could see that being. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy that he quit drinking for sure.
He
I
says
would like to
he
join him.
he says and smoking. Well, you may have quit smoking whiskey, but according to Reddit, you're still a giant talking cigarette. So
Yeah, he sounds like a fucking ashtray. You know, what did I say the other day? Dragged through something like a yeah, whatever.
uh
Like a full ashtray dragged behind a fucking pickup truck. I
Gogo
don't know.
says Gogo says I always buy the cheapest vodka.
Yeah,
Um
and a lot. That's what I mean. A lot of people do.
yeah.
The fact that that cheap bottle of vodka is probably, well, fuck, I don't know. I have just speculating, but it's not as expensive compared to like a jug of juice. You know, like actual apple juice, real apple juice of the same size. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you buy like a fucking whatever. Whatever, man. Whatever, dude. It's a new year. I'm gonna not be retarded on this show, or in real life anymore.
Well,
Well,
you, the stakes for that are pretty low because what I did have a random thought the other night, which is what if you're not retarded? What if I'm not retarded? What if we're incredibly smart and the whole entire world is just getting dumb around us? I feel like that might
uh,
actually be a real possibility.
yeah, I think that's it's either narcissism or uh, sociopathy. Um, one of those two, I think, is perfectly described by what you just said. Where it's not me, I'm not the dumb one. It's the world is fucking stupid.
No, 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 no. I'm not saying. Well, what I'm saying is the world is getting dumber.
Yeah, the standard for what's even remotely intelligent is dropped dramatically. I think that is true.
Yeah,
But it doesn't mean, I mean, if we are any kind of smart, it just makes, I mean, if I'm any kind of smart, it just makes me feel worse. Whatever I am, just feel bad. I don't feel smart in a dumb world. I just feel dumb in a, I feel retarded in an exceedingly retarded world. You know?
yeah.
Helpless, you might say. I'm kind of pathetic.
Well, I might not be pathetic, but I'm not far behind just because I'm that fucking crippled. So.
Yeah, you
Oh,
have real world struggle.
you need to stop making cripple jokes about yourself, Sam. It does. Don't you realize it hurts other disabled people?
No, it
Fuck off
doesn't.
with, fuck off with that shit. I logged into Facebook the other day and someone left that like in my direct messages or whatever, and I just laughed. That's I wish I had saved it because I would read it,
Yeah, you should have put him.
but
Yeah, I was gonna say you should have put him on blast, man. You should start provoking some of these any of that SJW shit that comes your way. Although I might be a huge liability in that,
I
but I'm
mean
not you. You're your own person. You've always, you've always been you.
I do usually if it's on like Twitter talking about Facebook, and I didn't want to dox this person, but
Damn, I guess Pope fucking posted out, huh? Is he cowering out?
uh I don't know. Pope was here, and then he just dropped. So,
What a coward!
but
He's a
uh,
disgrace He's a disgrace to the Slavic race.
it, is that what he keeps claiming that he is? I
Yeah.
remember that he would. I remember that he was like claiming something, and he used to get really annoyed because I would like I would treat him like he was a puppy or something. He would be like, I am not a dog.
He
What
is
some
younger than you,
things.
though. He is younger
He's
than you, so he's a little boy.
he is he is he is younger than me, but but I've seen his face, and all I can say is he looks way older than he actually is. So
Yeah,
it's
well,
we it's like weird.
that means very little here on this show. Okay, unless unless he's gonna post his face in this here conversation, if he ever has the balls to join. What he looks like does not matter, right? We're talking about the little boy that he is, and he sounds like, and actually is. He's a good boy, though. I'm not taking away
Yeah,
from that.
yeah.
Come on, where
He's a
the fuck
very
is
good
he?
he's a very good boy. Um, I I would you said that you're thinking of moving closer to me, right? Or that you could be in the
Yeah,
future.
that is a distinct possibility that I will be moving to Louisiana,
So is the
southeast Louisiana.
is your is your Mexican girlfriend gonna come with you, or are you just gonna be a or are you gonna pull a Dave Chappelle and be like, "Bye, bitch"?
Yeah, bye, bitch. Yeah, I don't know actually. I genuinely haven't thought that far ahead because I haven't scoped out the area yet. It's just it's an option that's been presented to me, and I plan to use some of the extensive amount of paid vacation that I have coming up early this year to go down there and see what the potential is. And you know, I'll have to get consent from her fucking parents. But yeah, maybe or maybe not. You know, I'm bad at
That
predictions, so
that would be interesting. So because because then you could come down and like hang yourself from from the ceiling fan and like torture me and you know my mom, but then I could get back at you and break free and go abscond with some poor
yeah,
Mexican chick.
yeah, she would help you. She would realize that I'm after all this time that I'm a bad guy as I'm doing all these terrible things to you and your mother, and then she would like help you. She'd fucking cut my Achilles or something, and then you'd fucking wheelchair hydraulic knee to my chin, break my fucking neck, and then she'd pick you up for some reason, even if you got a perfectly capable wheelchair. But she's tall and strong. She'd pick you up and walk off into the sunset. End of movie. Roll credits.
Uh,
I like that. That sounds good.
and then and then whiskey would just show up in his RV or whatever. From
No, he would pull up and shotgun both of you. It's just-
pro-
in that version, it would be like a Tarantino movie.
probably. So and
Yeah,
then and
yeah.
then he and
He's loyal to his fucking his deep voice Discord brethren. His movie voice brethren here. You know, we had a pact a long time ago.
oh no he
If anybody disrupts our murder plans, uh, anybody disrupts our plans to murder their family and try to steal each other's one of our girlfriends, then we will be there in an RV and a shotgun with a shotgun to take care of the situation. Yeah. In
well
this one, it would be whiskey.
he's not loyal to anyone except for you know Mrs. Whiskey now or future Mrs. Whiskey or I don't know where we're at in that relationship.
Okay. Okay. So let's fucking rewind this bitch. And now you are cutting Whiskey's legs off, and you've got he's abusing Mrs. Whiskey. He's got her tied up in some fucking you know, northeastern, you know, some crab shack or something, whatever the fuck they got over there. And you come and you start chopping him up. You cut him at the legs. You stick a fucking lit cigarette into his vocal cords, like or a cigar, something real with a big cherry on it. Shoves that shit down your throat or his throat, and then you know you untie Mrs. Whiskey, and she's like, thank God, Sammy." And you throw her on your lap, and you roll up the fucking stairs on your fancy ass wheelchair. And just as you get outside, rolling into the sunset, skirt, I come up with a shotgun and blast you both. Roll credits.
Yeah, that or here's what would actually happen. I'd have to rescue Mr. Whiskey because a sandwich has been, torching him. But so I go into rescue him, but plot twist, she's waiting for me. So she just kicks me in the wheelchair. I go flying, just like in the little gift that she, or the little animation that she does, and
Oh, I
then
love that.
there there is
Oh yeah,
there
the
is
little
no
GIF sequence. Yeah, or anime.
there
Yeah,
is no
yeah,
and then there is no happy ending. I die and she beats my corpse and roll credits. It's the most
yeah. It's not a
anticlimactic.
happy. None of those are happy endings. I mean, like I'd whether Whiskey blasts um, you in the first scenario where you're rolling off with a Mexican or being carried off by a Mexican, hot Mexican girl, or you're rolling off with a cute little Bostonian or whatever girl, New England young lady. Um, yeah, either way, it's a shotgun blast to the lovers, the heroes of the story, by somebody that wasn't even really part of the story, and then it's like a fucking, the bad guy wins. Some random bad guy wins, according to the viewer. They don't know the lore like we do. See, this is a writer's room, so we're just this is some deep cuts that the audience will have to really, they'll have to watch it a couple times to really understand because the connected characters are only in there for a second. But if you pay attention, it's all there.
and and then it turns out that the Darb was running the thing, the whole was behind the whole thing. So just to throw in
Who?
another, your friend Darb, I guess.
Oh, Darb. Yeah, Darb. He's like fucking. He's a big 6'4" white boy, goddamn mongoloid. Who is a no? He's one of the nicest people I've ever met on the internet. But yeah, which would be a perfect cover for a mastermind of such criminally insanity. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm sticking with
What
that.
so what was funny is someone was asking if you're going to get on Shud Buds, which is a Fediverse, and I think I spoke for you when I said, "Are you kidding me? I could barely get Apex to join Twitter, and he hates that. There's no way
Yeah,
he's signing up for
yeah.
Shudbuds. Dot go fuck yourself. Dot whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I mean, you're not wrong. And I love that the shit's like, I love the idea of it. And I've always loved the idea of most of the social medias, despite the, all the setbacks, the negative sides, the obvious negatives, and some of the supreme evils that have come of it. But I was, I mean, you said you spoke correctly because I had nothing. It took kind of a twisting of the arm, and not really. It was honestly just an invitation in one of my back when YouTube had a messaging system, like a private messaging system. You remember that?
I miss it. I miss that.
Oh
Actually.
yeah, they definitely had that back in 2017, 18. And I was invited to an exclusive Discord. Then I downloaded Discord, and then from there, I was still making my fucking shitty videos, my screen recorded off of my phone and doing one take commentaries. And Sammy's like, you should you fucking do goddamn Twitter, man. You gotta make a Twitter and just you know get your name out there. Fucking get the videos out there. I'm like, you know what? I guess it's not a bad idea. And that's all I did for a long time was just repost my or just post my YouTube videos. But it put my foot in the goddamn door, and I amassed, I mean, at least a few hundred followers, uh, relatively quickly, just based on Theo and Benjamin hate, the ROTC people, like a bunch of I've got like a pool from several different pools in my followers and the people that I follow, and I don't have that many even still. I never it was a jump pretty quickly, I guess is my point. Like I jumped like 300 400 followers pretty quickly, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. I mean, again, I wasn't posting personal takes or anything, but the the dopamine trap, I guess, caught me, and I was seeing things before they hit new. I mean, like genuinely seeing news before other people saw it because it wasn't on the actual news.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of actual journalism on Twitter for some time, but yeah, I definitely I won't be on. I don't even have Discord on my phone anymore, as anybody on my Discord knows. And if I could delete the Discord, my Discord would be gone. I would have done that a long time ago, and I've made that very clear. But at some point, I enabled two-factor authentication, and I don't know how to deal with that because I
Which
am a boomer.
which whiskey
Oh,
I
Happy
think
New Year,
is
Hoaxy!
hilarious. Yes, yes, Happy New Year, hoax. So, and by the way,
What
I
is Hoaxy
was
doing? Yeah, what is Hoaxy doing? Can he? I mean, I wish we could do it on his show. I would have liked to fucking been on his show, but he didn't send me a link till like fucking 1 o'clock in the morning, I think, and I was well asleep.
oh yeah, the Christmas show that wasn't actually a Christmas show. It was more like a it was more like an anti it was more like a pogrom, like a like an internet neo Nazi.
Hell
So
yeah!
anyway,
Damn, I'm sorry I missed it.
the Jews, and then I'm just there like, what the hell, what the fuck did I
Uh,
just go?
oh, were you there? Did you actually go?
I like popped in for 5 minutes, but I
Oh
never really
fuck!
talked.
Damn,
So
damn!
I
I'm
basically
jealous,
just
man.
I basically like called Fuentes a faggot and then
Oh
left.
man, you probably made a bunch of enemies then. I think the Hoaxy fans love Fuentes.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, well, Hoaxy has known my opinion of Fuentes for a while, though. Though,
I love that. I love it, man.
so
You know
yeah.
what still fascinates me though about wherever the fuck was it D Live? Oh, bless you, sir. All right, don't bitch about bless you. Don't bitch about me coughing into the mic anymore. Um, I D Live is it D Live? Is that where he is, or is it?
uh, well, this was on YouTube, but yeah, he's usually
Oh,
on.
yeah, D Live is his main platform, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so I still get
yeah.
bless you. I still get notifications for his streams, even though when I click them, I don't have like it doesn't sign me in to any account, and it doesn't. I don't know what account. I've had like 5 of them on D Live because it does this to me frequently. So I was just like, I don't remember the login or the fucking password, or the username or the password. So I just make a new one, and I haven't been bothered to do that again. But I still get the notifications like I'm subscribed to him on my fucking like I have an account. It's
You,
bullshit.
you know what's funny is whenever Hoax Wars goes on D Live, I see the notifications, but no matter if I'm on mobile or on my desktop, it just buffers his streams like endlessly, and I just get the gray circle of death or whatever D Live has. So
Yeah, yeah.
so but no, he's a good guy.
It's
So
a good egg. Yeah, everyone listening, if you're not already, you should go and subscribe to Hoax Wars on D Live as well as on YouTube. I think it's Hoax Wars Live on YouTube. And I think he revived his Twitter account, which should be just at Hoax Wars.
he
He may
did.
not. He may not even. He may not even want this endorsement, but he's gonna get it anyway. Happy New
He
Year.
happy happy Year's Hoax Wars. Yeah, he's got to pick up. He's the one. If you go on his Twitter, he's got a profile pic of Steve Bannon, I think it is, or at least the last time I checked, it was Steve. So, but
Well, is there a topic on your mind that you can talk about for about 40 seconds or so while I go and pee?
sure.
Okay, good. I'll be right
Which
back.
is that I really don't get the thing with New Year's resolutions. I mean, I do, but I think having a New Year's resolution from the get go is kind of, uh, you know, all I'll say is 2022 was a really good year for me. So there's a lot that I wouldn't change. Just keep on, I'm going to keep on trucking and the I basically I don't know what my New Year's resolutions is. I guess do more episodes of this, and then I guess try and like continue my to build my RL business. But other than that, you know, I just basically hope that the world doesn't burn. I guess so. But yeah. Anyway, uh, and I'm pretty sure the thing it is, if Hoax Wars was consistent in his schedule, I would I would plug his channel, like Hoax Wars does a stream every Monday or whatever. But since he doesn't and has no consistent schedule, I can't plug other than to say make sure the bell notification is on and everything like that. So
Sorry. I'm back. I'm
no,
here.
no, you're good. I was just saying that New Year's resolutions uh, can be. I don't think they're incredibly stupid. I just think that people people I think sometimes make New Year's resolutions for no reason.
I mean, it's like an old school virtue signal,
Yeah,
honestly. Like to go around and tell people what your New Year's resolution is, like whatever it is, exercise more, lose weight, read more books, fucking whatever. I mean, there's literally insert answer, and that's it's. I view it the same way I do like the Hallmark holidays, like Valentine's Day, and I mean even things like birthdays and shit. It's like, I mean, maybe birthday's not a good example, but Valentine's Day, and there's even fucking Hallmark Day and the sweetest day and all that bullshit. It's like, I care about you and I do nice things for you, as often as I think to do them, which
Yeah,
generally speaking is pretty often. And I mean, to buy flowers on a date or whatever is not that big of a deal, but to be upset if you don't, if yeah, I don't know. I mean, just to rely on those days, it seems it's I don't know. It doesn't seem productive in my mind.
yeah.
So yeah,
No, well, like someone asked me what my New Year's resolution was, and like last night, and I'm like, I'm not really sure because 2022 was actually a pretty good year for me. So I'm just gonna keep doing what I've been doing to, keep successful. And someone was like, wow, that's kind of like condescending, or they said it was like lame or something, and I'm like, eh, that's just your opinion, bitch.
that's just like your opinion, man.
Yeah. So, uh,
Yeah, fuck it, Mr. Lebowski. Why don't you tattoo it on your forehead?
so, night saucing. Which, by the way,
Yes, good
it's
night,
always
Saucin'. Saucy
it's good
baby.
it's good to see you in chat. So, uh, so other than that, though, I don't really any, anything that you're looking forward to in 2023. Any any internet shows that you're looking forward to, I guess, or uh,
No, not particularly. If anything, I uh I think 2023 is going to be a year of abstinence, or at least an attempt at abstinence on many levels, and including internet bullshit, distractions. Basically, I'm gonna try and abstain as much as I can from the vices, which include you know the just soaking myself into internet shit. You know,
yeah,
yeah. So
yeah. I think I don't know if I told you this, but I'm gonna be like pre-recording the show twice a week now, and then doing a live show. What's interesting is now I don't have college or school or anything like that. I'm actually working on a schedule for this thing now.
which is awesome,
So,
and I would love to be a part of the show going forward, and I would like
oh
to
yeah,
contribute. I would like to contribute in a more fruitful way without being dishonest to my character. Because I've said for a long time I would love to actually have like a plan for the show, do some research, know what we're talking about, have like at least some sort of rubric. And we've always you know it's been fun, but I feel like it would be a lot more fruitful, and especially for you, if we took aim at certain things specifically and had time to do some legitimate research.
yeah,
You know,
I've actually gotten some advice from some YouTubers who seem to know what they're doing. So, but,
yeah. And the thing
uh,
is you would have quite a lot of resources if you were genuine about it. Like there are so many people that you could reach out to for uh, either advice or info or direction, whatever. Like you've got people in a lot of areas. Depending on what you're trying to figure out, or whatever
well,
topic you're looking into.
I have. So one of the things that is kind of an announcement is like I said, I'm going to be doing the show 3 times a week now. Two of those I think will be pre-recorded
Which is a good
uh,
idea. Another
with
very good idea.
with a guest because to be honest, and I mean, I don't think it's just me, but one thing is I do sometimes get distracted by chat, or I feel like,
Yeah,
you
you
know,
definitely do.
I feel like there is the pressure where, as like if I'm just having a conversation with someone, I can just focus on them. So, and then we're still going to do the Saturday show live. So, yeah. So we're going to be kind of revamping this thing, and I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the audience slash chat has to say about stuff. So anyway, that's the plans for this year. So
Well, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm not gonna. Well, I've been less than perfectly regular in 2022, and I would. I mean, as a your co-host, and I don't want to say that I. Well, I have no idea. Again, I'm terrible at forecasting. This is I genuinely enjoy doing the show.
no, I
I
know you
just
do.
at this point though, I like I can't do it the same way that I've been because I just get fucked up and say whatever comes to mind, and it's not. It's been fun for some time, but it's not productive. You know.
Well, and that's the other thing too is that's the other thing too is sometimes they'll get people who want to come on, but they can't do Saturdays, and they can only do a day when I know for sure that you're most likely working. So
Well, yeah,
some
but
of
that's where
those,
communication comes into play too. You could always be like, "Hey," as soon as you get like an idea of what day,
yeah.
you know, it could potentially be worked out still. But
So I'm at
I would actually like. I actually like the idea, Sammy, of recording something early, like in
yeah.
the morning slash afternoon, because I'm up early as fuck anyway. That's probably when I'm at my sharpest and certainly at my least fucked up. you know.
Well, one thing is my. I think I might have told you, or I definitely know I tweeted about it because you retweeted it. But my cousin Travis recently put out a short film on YouTube, and
Ooh, cool.
he's actually done a couple of independent films, and now he's writing a book on it. So he and I are trying to coordinate when he's going to come on the show and talk about his book. Now I studied filmmaking in college, but I don't really know his process all that much, and
Sure.
so I think that would be an interesting type of uh, you know I think that would be an interesting, maybe not Joe Rogan type thing, but I think it would be interesting if the three of us could kind of have a conversation just
Well,
about,
yeah. I mean, and the truth is, man, I actually really love talking to new people that have like a specialty. And I may not have
yeah.
shown a whole lot of it, but I think I'm actually pretty good at just the general interview process because I ask genuine questions that I think or that I'm thinking, um, but related to whatever. I don't know. I
You
got lost.
you are well, and plus I think it would also be funny too because I'm sure with my cousin being a blood relative that you would have all sorts of interesting questions about. So what's this crippled piece of shit like in real life, or
No, I
what?
wouldn't do that. No, I that's
What
just for you and me. That's a
like
secret. I
that?
might sneak I
So
might sneak one in every now and again, but that's for you, me, and Chet. You know I
yeah.
don't actually
So
think that about you.
no, I know that. So,
Yeah.
but
Anyway,
anyway,
so happy New Year, Chet. Thank you for joining and listening to the first show of the year. I think we're gonna call it here, aren't we, Sammy?
yeah. And unless you have anything more that you want to talk about, but I don't really have anything left.
No,
So
it would just be nonsense ramblings, man.
yeah. So anyway, thanks for the people who who tuned in live. Whiskey, Saucin, Pope. Let's see, who else do we have? Go Go, I think, popped in for a
Yeah,
bit.
Go definitely was in here. Okie.
Okie. Uh, I don't see much of Semper anymore, but
Oh, just
hopefully he's
another
doing
red shirt.
well. Oh,
Oh,
just another
of
red
course,
shirt.
fellow in a meadow. God, how could we forget?
Well,
And Hoax
I just
Wars,
assumed
Jesus
that
Christ.
Hoax Wars, of course. I know the fellow in the meadow is she's always watching.
Yeah, of
So
course.
and Austin.
Anyway,
So,
we love you
but
all.
anyway,
I
we
do anyway.
we
I
love
can't
everyone
speak
in
for this
chat.
crippled piece of shit, though.
So so, well, I love, yeah, I love chat too. So, but anyway, well, oh, and Gene is saying it's this the world's smartest ass. So,
Yeah. Thank
but
you, guys.
anyway, we'll talk each other down the road. Happy New Year's, everyone, and we'll be back. So
See ya.
later.
Thanks for listening to The Whitfield Report on the NGC Network. Please visit Sam's website at www.thesamwhitfield.com and support Sam on Patreon at patreon.com/Whitfield Report. Until next time, God bless, God save this great nation, and God, freedom, legacy, in that order.
All right.